Myles Garrett got Brock on Sunday for his 19th sack of the season.
See, there's Brock in the show, Brou.
There you go.
Greg, you notice they only let me talk Brock when
Put him on the ballot.
Should he get
And put him on Brou's ballot.
He hadn't played enough games.
3.5 away from tying the record, but the Browns only have 3 wins. Let's see if it's enough to keep him on. Dun, 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 dun. Brou's ballot.
I gotta be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Like, after the first 2, it's shaky.
For MVP of the league?
Yeah. I mean, because we looking at
two-man
the guy. Yeah, looking at guys, you know. So here we go. At number 5, a wide receiver, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Now, he had 2 catches, 23 yards last week.
Yeah,
that's
he
one
fell off
bad
the
game.
pace.
Right.
But that
He's
does
off the-
hurt him
yeah.
that he fell off the 2K.
Yep, but he's still the only
Yeah.
receiver in the league over 100 yards, over 96 yards, actually.
Per
He's
game.
got 111 per game. So I'll keep him on there. It's a thin field at this point. At number 4, the sack artist. Still on pace for 27. He only had, what, 1, you said?
Just one.
One. But he's on pace. He's got 19 in 12 games. That's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
You got the
He's on
Titans
pace for
up next.
27. The Titans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this could.
He might break.
He could break
He only
the
needs
record.
3.5.
He
Well,
only
4,
needs
4
yeah,
to break.
I know. He could break it.
Yeah, he
could break it.
Yeah, he should break it. That's a good bet. I
Cam
bet
Ward's gonna
you'll
talk
be
about
making.
4th down decision.
All right.
Cam, can I say something real quick? Cam Ward went from being so disrespected by us not caring about him being the number 1 pick to so lucky that people don't care about
I
him
like
being
it.
number 1 pick.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
Interim coach.
Hey, that's
Let's
great.
punt the ball.
Okay.
I played savvy football.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, this is a new addition, has not appeared all
skyrocketed number
season.
3.
At number 3, I'm gonna give Dak some love.
There you go.
I'm gonna give him some. Now look, and I'm gonna talk about this guy later in the show. Jared Goff's numbers are better. But when you watch the games, Dak is putting them on his back in a way that Goff's not. Goff doesn't really appear to put them on his back. Now, he plays well, but Dak, I feel like, is more the engine than Goff is with the Lions. Playing great football.
Brou, that would be his 2nd top 5 MVP finish in the last 3 years.
Now, this could change. Look, if
Right?
they got to be above 500, and they are, and that's why I kind of start feeling like he's
right, here we
eligible.
go,
But
the
we'll
big
see. It's a
reveal.
long season left to be played. All right, at number 2, Wilds, stay the same. Stay the same. He was great.
Brou's the best.
He was great, but look, it's not a one-game
Yes.
award. The number 1 guy, everybody's All-American, Matthew Stafford, Nick, has 9 more touchdown passes than the great Drake Maye. I'm giving him love. 9 more in 1 fewer game.
Yeah.
So we can't, not yet.
And
now I
fewer
do,
turnovers.
I feel like I think
Trying his best.
I think Drake is closer to number 1 than I think Nick does.
Oh, I think
so. I
it's
think
close.
he's decreased the gap, but right now, Stafford right now has a slight edge over Drake.
For whatever it's worth, Brou, perfect ballot.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect. Legitimately, this would be. I think Jonathan Taylor has to fall off because his
Last 2
pace is
games,
falling off
yeah.
and his team's falling off. I love that Myles Garrett. It wouldn't narratively make sense if Myles Garrett got dinged for them losing because they've been losing all year. So, and I think Dak. I think Preston in this award does have to go to quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So Dak, jumping those guys, totally fine. I know we're going to talk more about May MVP stuff later and with Danny. But I just want to echo what Bruce said. Obviously, Drake Maye had an awesome week 13, and Matt Stafford had his 2nd worst game of the year. Maybe but that does not, by my metric, default to where that means they have to flip-flop.
Right.
That is, if we were only 5 weeks into the season, and that's 20% of the sample, but it's 7% of the season or whatever. To me, that wasn't enough for me to flip-flop it. I know you're tweeting out about MVP and you're talk showing about dynasties. I think he could win it, and I think year 2 quarterbacks have won it. Like it's on the board. I don't think he's there yet.
Vegas odds.
He's number 1
He's the
now.
slight favorite.
I'm surprised. I was surprised.
But again,
by
that's
that jump.
It has the most wins.
Where you at?
Look, I like the ballot. I love what I'm seeing out of Drake Maye. And I think just the style of offense that they play versus, especially in the red zone, versus what we see that the Rams do, you can tell the Rams are almost force-feeding the ball to
Devontae?
Touchdown.
not necessarily Devontae, but just
Touchdown.
throw touchdown passes for Matthew
The
Stafford.
short touchdown passes.
And so in terms of catching him, he's not going to get caught because that's the way they play. That's how they're playing this year. Drake Maye, his overall body of work, guys, it is.
KW.
It's tough.
Greg, I appreciate that.
KW, I'm curious. On your internal ballot, if Stafford plays great this week, will he leapfrog Maye?
Yes. Alexi Lalas, last time you saw Alexi, he was sweating bullets in Miami. So
God, that was insane.
Dying.
put on the AC here,
Holy
and it's
cow.
December, so it's a nice combination.
This is great. You guys got a good gig.
Well, welcome. All right, Friday.
Yes.
What's our absolute best case scenario for who we draw?
All right, so first off, so just so everybody understands, biggest World Cup in history, 48 teams, 104 games, obviously with our friends up north Canada and our friends down south Mexico. The draw is where, there are little balls and bulls, and they draw it out, and they put the teams into the different groups. Because we know the U.S. is in it, we know these teams are in it, we don't know who's playing. So you have different pots. It's arranged on how good you are. And yeah, there is going to be a group of death. There are teams, for example, in pot 2. The U.S. is in pot A because they're a host. Teams in pot 2, teams like Croatia and Morocco that, I wouldn't want to get. But you can waste time thinking about that. We're going to get a good group, all right? We're going to get a group where you say, you know what? We should come out of this group, which is nothing that we haven't done before. We should even win this group, which is something we certainly have done before. And this team, historically, has played up to the opponent. So you get into some tricky areas where you just say, well, let's have the easiest group. Not so simple when it comes to the World Cup.
Oh.
Okay. I
heard you screaming and yelling about something. What's the problem?
Well, so here's my concern. So if people, I want to explain it a little bit further than you did if people don't know as far as, so 48 in the group stage, 32 this year advance to knockout round. So if you finish first or second in your group, you're automatically in, and then the 8 best third place teams also advance.
Yes.
So it would be a disaster to not advance the round of 32, the knockout stage. But it matters where you advance, and if you're first in your group, you have a better draw. The way the pots work is, pot 1 is supposed to be basically the 12 best teams, but it's not quite because the U.S., Canada, and Mexico automatically are in it. So we get grandfathered in. So that's already an advantage.
Yep.
Pot 2 is then the next group. Pot 3 is the next group. Pot 4 is my concern here, Alexi.
Yes. A lot of people are concerned with pot 4.
So here is the problem. So pot 4, you're going to see, wait, that's not 12 teams. So 6 groups are going to get these teams that are ranked somewhere between 60th and 160th in the world. Should be easy wins, in theory.
Yep. But I'm a Curacao guy.
But I understand we're in for, of course. But here is the problem. There are going to be 6 other teams that we won't know until March.
Right.
That are in pot 4. That includes Italy. Hey, heard of them? They're pretty good. That includes Denmark. That includes Ukraine, Poland, Sweden, Wales, all really good teams. So if you're one of these teams that draw, where you're supposed to have your easiest game, you draw Italy. So if on Friday when they draw, if it's like, oh, it's a mystery, you're getting one of these guys, that's not good.
Yes, it potentially could
That's
not
not
be good.
good.
You're absolutely
I want
right.
So do you
Cape
get
Verde.
like, do you get a mystery? It's like
Because we won't know.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
TBD
placeholder there.
because
Got
in
it.
March there's this tournament
Yep.
to figure out the final 6 qualifiers. So we just want in pot 4 to have a flag for our group, right? We just want to be one of those 6 teams, not Turkey A.
Yeah. I mean, look, we want the easiest group. All right, I understand that. But I don't care.
You don't care?
Just give me 3 teams. Just give me 3
I'd
teams.
rather play Curacao than Italy.
Yes,
that much
I tell you that much.
Best laid plans and all. Till Curacao kicks your ass. You know.
I mean,
You're confident in us.
okay.
I am more confident than I was even a couple of months ago.
When we were in Miami.
Exactly. Mauricio Pochettino, I think he has, if there is a method to the madness for Pochettino, who is the coach of the U.S. team, I'm starting to see it more. But let's be honest. All that really matters is when that whistle blows next summer. So to your point, yes, getting a good group is important. This Friday, the camera's going to pan around, and there will be coaches that are sitting there with a scowl and a disappointment because they say, "Oh my God, this is a very difficult group."
Yeah,
there will be
I don't
other
want
ones that look like they
Erling
ate the
Haaland and
Yes,
Norway in our
exactly.
group. That doesn't sound fun.
I want Norway.
You want Norway?
You want Norway.
No,
Yeah,
they're
I
the
want
best
Norway.
team in pot 3. Know
I
your
want
pots,
Norway. No, because I
KW.
want stars. I want to play stars.
Yeah, in the knockout round.
Right.
I want Holland right away. Erling Holland.
Okay.
Also Holland.
Let me ask you this. Let's get to some of our guys. Christian Pulisic been playing great, but now he's got the thigh injury. Is this any cause for concern?
He has had a history of injuries over the years, but I think he's also grown into his body when he first burst on the scene. I mean, he was a teenager, and so he's figured out how his body works. I would have liked to have seen him more over the last couple of years, but some of these injuries have kept him out. All I care about is that he is healthy next summer. He is arguably the best player in Serie A over in Italy right now.
crushing.
That's how great he is, and I think he's also made that interesting transition from being a good American player to a great player who just happens to be American.
Right.
And you don't think, like, when we were in Miami, he wasn't at those.
Yeah.
They were friendlies or
Gold
qualifiers?
Cup.
Gold Cup.
The gold,
The
all right, it
tournament.
wasn't at the Gold Cup. We had already.
Yeah.
We're auto.
Auto in, so it was kind of strange. There's no hangover, resentment still there. That was like a lot of drama.
I could grumpy old man it for a little bit, and I probably will. I didn't like it, but if he's healthy, he's going to start. He is a star. He does step up for the national team, and we're going to need him to be that star next summer and to lead this team. Not lead it in terms of his leadership, because he's a very reluctant type of leader, but lead it in terms of his play, the players that he beats, obviously the goals that he scores.
And also, kind of deep down, you think you taking these little shots might chip on his shoulder, get the best out of him. That's my theory.
Yeah, well,
I actually believe.
I just came from Mauricio Pochettino speaking across town, and he really kind of summed up his philosophy, which is, I don't care where you play. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care who you're married to. I don't care, anything about your, I don't care what your contract is. I care that when you put that shirt on, you care about the country that you are playing for. In this case, I feel it's the greatest country in the world. And he has instilled that and that type of ruthlessness and competition within players to represent your country.
So since we last talked to you, they've gone on this 5-game winning streak.
Yep.
What are your couple biggest takeaways from that for people that weren't necessarily locked in, things that actually mattered for the team that we're going to see?
So I think the most interesting thing that's happened is, yes, you have your usual suspects. We talked about Christian Pulisic and guys that were at the last World Cup. But Mauricio Pochettino is going to bring a bunch of players that were not at the last World Cup. His starting goalkeeper, Matt Freese. All right. This is a guy who I think he might even be the first Harvard man to ever play in a World Cup if this happens next summer. But he has taken the position. Guys like Sebastian Berhalter, who plays up in Vancouver. You mentioned MLS Cup. He'll be playing an MLS Cup on Saturday, and I'll be down in Miami too for that MLS Cup against Inter Miami. Guys like Christian Roldan, who plays up in Seattle. Diego Luna, who plays in Salt Lake. All these guys, they're gonna make the team, and they are gonna get on the field, and they might use it as this opportunity to embrace the World Cup and kind of create their own stardom.
So we got 4 friendlies left.
Yep.
What are you looking to see, and learn about our team in those 4?
So there's 2 games in March and then 2 games right before the World Cup. The 2 games in March I think are the most important because the 2 games right before the World Cup, people are just kind of jockeying for position and they don't want to get hurt, and it's right before the World Cup. I'm not saying they're not important, but it's very limited opportunity to see this team. I'm not saying that Pochettino has decided everything, but that March window I think is huge. You will not see anybody opting out of the March window, especially if you were on the bubble of making the team. You're going to be there, even if you have to play through an injury, to prove to Pochettino that you deserve to be there. So that's going to be really fun to see that competition within that competition.
Yep.
How big does, for lack of a better term, home field advantage matter in this tournament?
There is a magic. Look, there's nothing better than a World Cup except a home World Cup, and there is a magic from a home World Cup. I'm sitting here today with you guys because of a home World Cup back in 1994, and there's a Brigadoonish element where this beautiful mist descends, and it can raise people up that you didn't expect to raise up. It can raise teams up, and what I'm hoping is that they find some of that magic, and they do things that we haven't seen before. But you should expect this U.S. team to do good things. You should expect this U.S. team to do well on the group stage, to get out of the group stage. You mentioned the new round of 32 in terms of knockout rounds, to get through a round of 32, and then get into that rarefied air of 16 and beyond. And hopefully, if that happens, the U.S. kind of embraces this team, and in doing so embraces the country and comes together and celebrates through the World Cup this team and this sport.
Can I ask you a kind of an odd question? Because I think, like, in American sports, like, we're all here, a lot of this show is like, he wants the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. I want to win the Super Bowl. At the same time, for USA Soccer, I feel like there'd be a level of happiness I would get without winning the whole thing.
Right.
What is considered success? What is considered a disappointment? And obviously, we want to win, but where does success? Where do we feel like
What's
we're
the
in
threshold?
the money?
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's like a poker thing when you're in the money.
Exactly, in the money, right? Yeah, exactly. It's all gravy from. What was it? Years ago, when the Supreme Court tried to define obscenity, like they said, I can't tell you what it is, but I know it when I see it. I'm going to know what success is, and you all will too, when you see it, and you will feel it, and it will be a tingly type of sense in what you're seeing. And yes, it has to do with the score, certainly, but it goes beyond the score when you are watching this team. And if you feel that they are representing the team with pride and you appreciate the work that's going into what's happening, and obviously the scoreboard, that's success. But I can't tell you, obviously, if the U.S. gets to a semifinal at a home World Cup after what we have, I mean, we're in this is in heaven.
They should expect to get to the round of 16.
Yes.
That's playing to your seed. They're the
Yes.
14th team in the world. They should expect to get to the round of 16. Losing before that is
like you said, we're the 14th team in the world. It's not like we're this backwater type of soccer country.
But getting past that would be getting to the final 8 would be match the greatest performance in the history of the country in reality.
And in the 16, we're going to come up against a team that people say is better than us and might be better than us. So you're going to have to rise to the occasion and do something that everybody can recognize, whether they're into soccer or not. That's something cool. That's something special. That makes me proud to be an American watching that team.
Yeah, when you mentioned the round of 16, I was going to ask, because we're ranked 14th, as you said, in FIFA. Is that so you think that's a good, accurate ranking? I was going to ask you, is that too high? Is that too low? Is that right about where we are?
I think that is a fair ranking for this U.S. team. We've been more, and FIFA rankings are obviously there's a little bit of subjective, and what happens in FIFA rankings is if you're ranked really, really high, rankings are so important and are critically credible. If they're not, it's like they're just throwing it together. Nobody knows what's going on. But this is a team, like I said, that you should expect good things from.
All right, switch gears to a game this weekend. MLS Cup this Saturday on Fox. Inter Miami versus Vancouver. Do you expect Messi to have a superstar performance here?
I mean, look, you guys talk about stars all the time, and so what are the characteristics of stars? Stars, when everybody is watching and expecting you to do magical stuff, and that's what you do. And this guy, on a consistent basis, goes out there, and it's not just the goals, it's the passing, it's the impact that he has on the game. When everybody is sitting there and saying, you're arguably the greatest player ever to play the game. Do something magical. Boom. And he does something magical, which is why Inter Miami has, and I love what Jorge Mas and David Beckham have created down there. The aesthetic, love the pink part of it, pretty in pink. But more importantly, they've created a super club, a villain. There will be people that tune in on Saturday to watch MLS Cup, specifically to see Inter Miami with Messi go down, because it's big, it's sexy, they spend a lot of money, and you want to do that. Cowboys, Yankees, Lakers, all these different types of teams. Leagues need that. They need a villain. And Inter Miami, for a lot of people, are the villain. But Vancouver, I'm telling you right now, is a really, really good team. So Messi and company are going to have their hands full on Saturday down in Miami.
Excellent. Saturday, 2:30 on Fox. Alexi, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
The World Cup continues. We'll keep checking in.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.